6 o'clock on the dot, the national anthem's played through speakers in the park. Wherever you are, you will hear the national anthem, and you are expected to kind of stand still out of respect until the national anthem is over. It only lasts for about 2 minutes. Number 7 on my list of things that are different here to in your own country is toilets and bum guns. Okay, I'll explain what a bum gun is in a moment if you've never heard the saying. So, when I first arrived here, when I first visited, approximately 28 years ago, the public toilets were all squat toilets. They weren't sit-down toilets, so you had to squat on them. I'm sure you know what I mean. And they were in all the malls. They didn't supply toilet paper. If you wanted paper, there was a machine on the wall. You could put, I think it was 5 baht, and you get a little pack of toilet paper. The quality, the standards of the toilets have really improved over the years. You've only got to go to somewhere like Terminal 21 or Central. You go to a public toilet, you could almost eat your dinner off the floor. They're so clean. They have janitors who check them, mop the floors, wipe the sinks. They really are a very, very high standard. So that's something you'll notice when you come here. The public restrooms are very high standard compared to the UK anyway, from what I've seen. The other thing is the bum guns. I don't want to get too descriptive, but if you imagine a small hose pipe next to the toilet to wash yourself with, in the West we tend to just use paper. I think the water is a lot cleaner. Take some getting used to, but that's what they have here. Every single toilet, doesn't matter from a 5-star hotel all the way down to the smallest cafe you'd enter. They have what they call a bum gun. Okay. Number 8 is the bargaining culture out here in Thailand, and it's true for a lot of countries in Asia. In the UK and many parts of the West, we just pay what's on the ticket. So if we go into a shop and it says $5 or £5 or whatever your currency is, we either accept that we're going to pay that and we'll hand over the £5, or we'll not buy it. It's as simple as that. Here, you are expected to bargain with the seller. Not so much in malls where they have the designer shops and the international shops, I should say, maybe Adidas shops and Skechers, to name a couple of them, but more in the markets. When you go to the markets, you should never ever try to bargain food. That's a no-no here in Thailand. It's cheap enough. I've witnessed at one time a lady cooking pad thai for a foreign woman, which cost 50 baht, which is a real bargain. You get a big pot of noodles with chicken or whatever you choose. It can be anything on it, actually. And it's a traditional Thai dish, pad thai, very, very delicious, 50 baht. And I've witnessed a foreigner wait till it was cooked and then offer 30 baht for it. Absolutely terrible behaviour. Don't do that. You'll be highly looked down on by not only the Thais, but foreigners as well. So you don't bargain on food. That's just a no-no. But everything else, if you go to a market like Jackal Jack or the Pat Pong market or any market, and you're buying clothes, jewellery, touristy things, anything like that, you can bargain. The one place you will visit when you're here, if you're in Bangkok, is the MBK Centre. It's one of the oldest malls here in Thailand, and it's one of the most interesting malls. I think it's 6 or 7 floors, and they have everything. You'll get a lot of good fake T-shirts and jackets and handbags and watches and all that sort of thing. It's a really interesting mall. Well, when you're in there, you can bargain. You can, and generally people ask how much should you offer on the price. I always start with half. So if they're asking 1,000 baht, I'll offer them 500, and hope they'll take 700 or something like that. So nothing to be ashamed of. And you should, if you don't want to waste money when you come here to Thailand, you should get into that bargaining culture. Okay, number 9, nearly halfway through now. It's expected that you take your shoes off when you enter any building, anybody's home here in Thailand. The feet are seen as the dirtiest part of the body by the Thais, and it's just a no-no. You would never enter a temple or be a guest in somebody's house wearing your shoes. The biggest clue, if you come to a building, a residence, whatever, just look at the step. If the shoe's there, you need to take your shoes off, okay? Just make sure you're not wearing socks that are full of holes. Bring some good socks to Thailand. Okay, where are we? Number 10. So number 10 is the late night lifestyle here in Thailand. So I can only really talk about the UK because that's where I'm from. But in the UK, nightclubs used to close. I think it was 2 a.m. I don't know what the nighttime scene is in the UK now, but it's very, very big here in Thailand. And they do have closing laws. I think it's 2 o'clock currently. But I won't say anything more about bars being open, but it's just a nighttime culture, and you'll find it's very, very vibrant. So especially if you're a younger person, you're gonna find there's a lot of clubs and bars. And even if you're not a bar person, you can go into a mall. Most malls will stay open till about 10 o'clock at night. A lot of the markets will stay open till midnight, and it's just a very nighttime cultural here. There's things to do. In the UK, you're banged up with your TV in the winter because it's nothing much to do. So plenty of stuff to do in the evening. Number 11 is ice in your beer. So that was a strange one for me when I first come here, especially the Thais, and a lot of foreigners do it now. They'll pour the beer into the glass and put a couple of cubes of ice in it, and they let the beer stay cool. I don't do it personally because I feel it waters the beer down. When I have a beer, I want to have a proper beer, But a lot of people, especially the Thais, they're constantly putting ice in their beer drink, and that was quite a surprise. I've never seen that done before. Number 12 is the spicy food aspect of it here in Thailand, and the putting of sugar and salt in every dish. So if you're coming here and you can't eat spicy food, you need to tell, when you go for a Thai meal, you need to tell them, please don't make it spicy, make it very mild. Say it very simply so they understand you. Otherwise, they'll make it to a Thai standard and it will be very, very spicy. Personally, I like spicy food. I get the small chilies, and I find, especially Thai food, very boring if I don't have chilies with it. My lips are almost on fire, so I just like chilies. But if you're one of those people that you don't like hot food, you do need to tell when you order the Thai food. The other thing is the Thais tend to put a lot of salt and sugar in all dishes that they cook. Pad Thai, for instance, has sugar and salt. So if you're a diabetic, you need to learn to tell them and say, look, no sugar. Maybe learn the Thai word for sugar and salt. Actually, it's just unhealthy. If you're coming here for a week or so, then it's not too bad. But if you're coming out here for any length of time, having a lot of sugar and salt in your diet like that isn't good. I don't know how the Thais get away with it, but I know it would. If I had a lot of sugar and salt in my diet, I wouldn't last very long. Number 13, Thai smiles are everywhere. Now, it's known as the land of smiles, Thailand. It's not called the land of smiles for nothing. Thais generally have a nice smile. They're very happy, outgoing, very, very outgoing, always smiling. Now, I can tell you, if you walk down the street and you smile at 10 Thai people, I would think all 10 of them will smile back at you. It's very rare they won't smile back. Maybe if they've had a bad day or something like that, but very, very friendly, and they'll always smile here in the land of smiles, okay? Right, number 14, you'll find this very, very interesting and very, very strange, is the electrical wire in here. Now, again, this isn't a criticism of Thailand. It's just an observation, okay? It's something I noticed that is very, very different here in Thailand. It is getting better, especially in places like Pattaya, Walking Street, but it's the electrical wiring. I mean, you just got to look up anywhere, especially here in Bangkok, and you can go and look at pictures on the internet, electrical wiring in Bangkok. It's just a mess, I mean, it's just coils and coils of coils, and it's hanging there, and you look at it, and often there's fires on these poles, they just break out. I've witnessed several, but it's strange how these wires, how they actually can find a broken connection, because it's just like a massive amount of like spaghetti hanging from the top of the post. You'll find that very, very strange. Okay, we're on to number 15 already, is the lack of pedestrian rights. So what I mean by that is, in the UK, the black and white lines for pedestrians, we call them zebra crossings. I believe the Americans call them something else. I was told, and I can't remember now. Drop the name of it in the comment if you're American, and then everybody else can see what you call them. But in the UK, if you're driving and somebody steps onto a zebra crossing, or they're waiting to go onto a zebra crossing, you stop. You've got to stop by law. It's very, very strict. If you attempt to drive onto that zebra crossing while there are people on that crossing or they're about to cross, you will get dealt with very, very harshly, okay? It's very, very strict. In the UK, pedestrians have right of way, and on a zebra crossing, you must stop. It's not the case here. You might come from your own country and you think, oh, well, there's a zebra crossing, I can just walk across and all the cars will stop. Most of the time, they won't, okay? You've got to be really, really careful. I mean, they've tried to introduce it for pedestrians. Now they tend to have lights. You press a button, especially in Bangkok, you press a button and there's a red a red light and a green light, and you only go when the green light goes, and generally that's tied in with traffic lights, so the traffic lights go red and the cars can't come anyway. But just when you cross roads here in Thailand, be very, very careful. They can be dangerous. I remember one time I was down on Ceylon. I walked across in the evening. I was walking across a zebra crossing, and a small Mercedes Benz was coming towards me at high speed, and it gave me such a shock that I seen it coming that I actually froze like a rabbit in headlights. And lucky they did stop. It was a bit of a panic, and I got across the road, obviously, so I wouldn't be here. But don't assume that cars will stop for you. They won't. You've got to be very, very careful, okay? And if you're in Bangkok, Sukhumvit Road, it's a famous road right through the middle of Bangkok. Don't attempt to cross it. Many people do. If you get caught, not only is it dangerous, if you get caught, it's a 200 baht fine. There's plenty of bridges that cross Sukhumvit Road. You can cross over a BTS station. There's lots of options, but don't cross over on foot. You will see people do it, but it's not advised. Right, number 16 is the sin sod, or the bride's price. So this surprises a lot of foreigners here in Thailand. If you marry a Thai girl, what happens, you'll have the wedding ritual, you'll go up to the village or wherever she comes from, but it's expected that you give the parents an amount of money and gold. Don't ask me how much, because it varies for different families. What the trend tends to be in with the Thai families now is they tend to give a huge amount to the family, and after the wedding it's giving back. It's just a show of face, and I'll explain face to you in a little bit. So if you're a foreigner, though, you're not going to get that money back, right? So if you have a Thai girlfriend and you intend to marry her, make sure you find out how much the sin sod is. It's another word for dowry. I believe the Indian custom is a dowry as well. We don't do it in the UK, but that does shock quite a lot of foreigners, that they can't come up with the money. Number 17 is the hospitals here. They're like hotels. They're very, very luxurious, very high standard. They're all private hospitals, most of them. There is government hospitals here, but they're generally for the Thai people on low incomes, I should say. They're generally for Thai people on low incomes, because there is a lot of rich Thai people here, and a lot of Thais who hold down good jobs, and they earn very, very good salaries, and they also use private hospitals for their family. Okay, but they're very, very luxurious. A lot of them have restaurants, several restaurants inside of them. Very, very high standard. There's not really a waiting time like the NHS in the UK. I understand now they're overworked, and it can be a high. You can wait in A&E for 4 hours, whereas here, because it's a paid service, it's a very, very high standard. And as I say, they have restaurants and they look after you. Normally a nurse will walk you from one section to the other. So that's a big surprise, a great surprise. But it can be very expensive if you haven't got health insurance and something goes wrong. You could get caught out like that. Number 18 is on the same theme as the hospital, is the medicines without prescriptions. Now, in the UK, any medicine, hardcore medicine you need to go to a doctor, you get a prescription, and then you take it to what we call a chemist or a pharmacy, and you'll get your medicine. But I would say most things here in Thailand you can buy over the counter. There are several drugs that you have to get from a hospital. There was one I was on for a while. I can't remember because it was a long time ago. I went to the pharmacy and they said, no, we don't sell this. And I went to several pharmacies and they told me you can only get it from a hospital. You have to go to a hospital and they'll give you it. But I would say 99% everything that you'd need to get you can buy over the counter here. And I'll give you a tip. If you're here and you need to buy some medicine and you ask for it, the first thing they'll give you an imported foreign brand, which might be 200 baht for an example, right? I'm only giving you an example. And what you should always do, you say, could I see the Thai version? Because they have a Thai version and a foreign version. The Thai version generally is the same. So that's what I do. And to give you an example, I can't remember what I particularly bought at the time. I think it was statins. Yeah, I'd asked for some statins and they gave me the price of them, I think, was about 1,300 baht, 1,300 baht. You can work that out. And I said, have you got a Thai brand equivalent? And all the ingredients are exactly the same, except they're made here in Thailand, just as good. And I think they were about half the price. So good tip for you there. If you do need to buy medicine, ask for the Thai version, okay? Another tip on medicine, I've mentioned in another video. I'll mention it again here today. Do bring some diarrhea tablets, okay? When you come here, it's such a massive change to the body. The water, the air, the food. generally speaking, when I used to visit here, I'd always have the runs for about 2 days. And there's nothing worse sitting in a hotel room with the runs where you can't make it to the pharmacy to get the medicine. So get the medicine before you come here or on arrival, carry it with you. And then if you get the runs, pop a couple of tablets and you'll be good to go in a few hours. Okay. We're nearly done now. We've got three more. So two more. Number 19, ghost beliefs and spirit houses. Now, I just wrote down some notes here that said many Thais believe in spirits and have small shrines or spirit houses outside homes, businesses, and even malls to keep the spirits happy. So there is a big belief here in spirits. There's a lot of respect, and you'll see these little shrines. They're everywhere. They can be on a post in the corner of a field. As I've said in the notes, they're everywhere, and just be very, very respectful. Never touch them. Never put anything on top of them. Never put like a can of drink on it or something like that. You know, that's just not something you do here in Thailand. And my last point is number 20. There's no self-service petrol stations here.